As you guys already know, it's the end of the month already. April flew by pretty fast. And this month I decided to actually work on a lot of my cozy books, so that's pretty much what you guys are going to be seeing for this month. And you guys are going to be seeing buddy colors, a book project, and so on. But mostly, once again, like I said, it's going to be cozy books. I wanted to see if I was able to tackle all of them, and which I technically did. So I was excited about that. So let's go ahead and get started with this video. If you're new to my channel and you watch my entire video and you did enjoy, don't forget to subscribe down below, because it will notify you whenever I end up uploading another video by just turning on that bell, and then also giving me a thumbs up. So let's go ahead and get started with this video. Starting off with Adorable Best Friend. This is by Danielle Cottontail. I believe I only completed this page here. Very basic, simple. I use alcohol markers, if you guys can tell, but nothing really special to it at all or anything like that. I believe this is my only page. Sometimes I leave my little bookmarks in there, but that is the only one I had tackled out of this book. Then we're moving on to Merry Christmas. This is by J. Summer. And I completed this page right here, even though it's not Christmas technically, but I really don't care which page I tag. If I see the page and I want to tackle it, I just tackle it regardless of what holiday it is. But like I said, for this month, I did tackle all of my cozy books. And here's this page that I had completed on here. I do have my kids in the background as well, so I did use a little bit of glitter on here in some areas. I did try to stick with the same colors on here for like the whole decorations on here, and that's pretty much what I did for this page. Moving on to Gummy and Pranking. This is by Vivi Tintout right here, and I completed one page out of here, which is this one right here. Very basic, very simple alcohol marker I used for this page. And on here I ended up using the little water, I always forget how you call them, but the water palette thingy-majiggies, I don't know how to call them, but you guys know what this is. This is what I ended up using, and I believe I used this color right here. That's the first time I used this one, so that's what I ended up using for this little section right here. It was super fun, very easy to complete, but that is the only one that I had tackled out of this book. Now we're moving on to Snuggly Buggies. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is by Blissful Moments. And I believe I had only completed this page out of here. Very simple once again. I was going to start doing like if there was snow stuck on here, and then I changed my mind. I was like, it's not going to come out like I think I want to, you know, for me to look on the window. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like let it be. And then I just did the little lines on there for the window and just kept it like that. And I was like, you know what, hopefully I will learn how to do that, or make it look like it's raining outside or something. I don't know, something like that. That's what I wanted to do, but I only used alcohol markers on this page. Moving on to Lush, A Little Landscape. This is by Willow Shadewell. And I completed just one page as well for this one, which is this little turtle. And when I was working on this page, I had dropped a little bit of water on here. So that's why you guys can see this little area here that looks pretty bad. But I was able to still complete the page. And I was going to give up on it, but I was like, I'll wait for it to like dry up. But it still made like the little, the color not look that pigmented or anything like that. So but the page is done, and it doesn't really look that bad. Here we have Hygiene Heaven by Sui Sooi, and one of my favorite illustrators as well from these small cozy books. And this is the only page that I had completed. I left the background open because I am pretty low on a lot of my markers. A lot of my color markers are pretty low, and if I was to attack this big of a page with my markers, I knew for sure I wasn't gonna last completely the whole page, and then it wasn't gonna look right. So I just left it simple. Another page that I had completed with alcohol markers, and I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that this color doesn't go through to the next page like it usually does. But that is the only one that I had tackled out of this book. Moving on to Adorable Cute Friends. This is by Danielle Cottontail as well. And I had only tackled this one. Once again, My markers, like I said, they're dying. You can just tell in his face. I try my best to keep like smudging it on there. Supposedly, I heard that if you do put, I think what's alcohol on the marker once again and let it sit down, it should reactivate again, or I guess, I don't know, like rework again for whatever ink is left over in there. So I'm pretty much going to be testing that out as well to see if that actually does work, because I'm pretty very low on my markers, at least until I get new markers. That's for sure. But that is the only one I completed out of here. Now we're moving on to Cottage Friends, and this one I believe is by Janet Veronica. So I did tackle 2 pages out of here because this is a book project. Once again, if you're interested, you guys can just inbox me, DM me on my other platform, and yeah, just let me know if you want to be a part of it. We have already completed, oh geez, already completed a good amount of pages out of here. I'm not gonna say we're halfway through, but we do 2 pages out of the month. And if you guys are interested to see my others amazing friend that completed their pages as well out of this book project, they will be on my other platform. So this is the first page that we had tackled for this month, and then here's the second page that we had tackled for this month as well. So like I said, if you're interested to see other people's pages, they will be on my other platforms. And on my other platforms, I don't include all of my pages that I complete. I actually just show them on this channel. So this is my second page, and it's Cottage Friends. Moving on to Cottage Vibes. This is by Southern Lotus, and I only believe I completed 1 page out of here, which is this one. I did use glitter on here, alcohol markers, and here is, I guess, confirmation that the what is it called, Kelly art markers do go through, especially a certain color. And I also used like acrylic outlines for the flowers and stuff like that for her little apron on here. It was a very easy, super fast page to complete and fun to complete, but that is the only page that I had done for this book. Now we're moving on to Comfy Days at Coco. I had done so many pages out of here since I got this, which it was a gift. I was going back to back, and then I took a break out of it, and then now I'm back at it again. But I think I only completed 1 page for this month, which is this one. And for this one, I ended up using alcohol markers, but I also ended up trying out to do like the whole alcohol marker based on the page and then do colored pencil on the top, and that's pretty much what I did up here. And I really did enjoy a little bit of how it looks. I think I'd rather do like pencil on pencil and not do like alcohol on pencil. I just prefer doing like the whole pencil on pencil, if that makes any sense. But I did give it a try. It wasn't that bad, and I only did it on the top on here. Everything else is just alcohol markers on here and a little bit of glitter on the grapes and stuff like that. But that is the only page I completed out of here. Moving on to Sweet Night Coloring Book, and this one I believe is by Anna Emilia. It's right here, Anna Emilia Studios. This one I just got not so long ago, and I believe I had only tackled this one. Once again, I left the background without being done, and then I used the shutter markers one that I wanted to give those a try for the metallic style, and that's how they came out to be, like right here. I think they're not that super metallic, but they're still pretty good compared to these other markers that I had last year, and they weren't that good. So that's pretty much how this page turned out, and I did use alcohol markers in the rest of the page. Moving on to Girl Spaces. This is by Southern Lotus as well. Very cute and adorable pages here, very simple. Here I ended up using alcohol markers on some areas, which is the little girl here. Then I used some glitter. I also used the rest with colored pencils on this area, so I thought that would be fun. Did half of the page with colored pencil and then half of it with alcohol markers. But I did do a second page, which is this page right here. Once again, I really love when they come like this little blocks on here, and my marker was dying. You guys can see the little strike here, and it was dying. I was already forcing it, so but at least I was able to do almost all the blocks without messing up like this. But this is how mine's turned out, and those are the only 2 pages I completed out of this one, Girl Spaces. Here we have Cozy Day. This one is by Bugiki. Probably pronouncing it wrong, but that's totally fine with me. Here we have this book belongs to, put my Jenny's pages based on my my name for this channel. And here is the page that I had completed. I did try to do shading with marker on marker, and this is how it turned out. I did also completed this page as well, super fun, and I wanted to try to do like different, I usually just keep them either brown or red, and I was like, I'm gonna do purple this time, and that's pretty much what I did. I used probably about 4 different purples on there. Yeah, everything else was alcohol markers and nothing really special to it, like glitter or anything like that. And then the last page I worked on this one, and I tried to do like she had like spots on her body. Not sure if it looks right, but it was fun for me to complete. And I also did like acrylic outline as well on her outfit. I always like doing that whole acrylic outline, and then a little bit of glitter on the flowers on there. And that's pretty much for this page. Moving on to Simple Winter by Alexandra Francis. This was a gift, and for this month I tackled this page right here. Once again, I kept it simple. The shading with the same marker on marker. Here we have this one. I ended up using the little case that I just showed you guys, the little white case thing with the watercolor stingy, whatever you call that. And I just wanted to like just randomly use different type of colors going around the whole page. I thought that would be fun. That's the first time that I do that with those with that supply. And then this is the last one that I decided to tackle as well, and it's just very simple. These are very easy coloring books, especially when they say Simple Winter. You won't enjoy it. It doesn't take that long depending on what you're going to do in the pages, but if you do enjoy simple stuff, like Alexandra Francis have a few, and there's other illustrators as well that have simple coloring books. Moving on to Chibi Girl. This is by Larissa Main. This is one that I always tackle all the time. And for this month, I ended up doing this page right here, which was super fun to do. Once again, I ended up using those watercolor, whatever thingy on the background for this one. I used glitter markers on here, and everything else is just alcohol marker. This marker right here was dying on me, so I had to switch it. So I just made it look like her bangs here were one color, and then everything else was another color. I didn't really have a choice to finish it completely. I couldn't force it anymore, so I was like, you know what? I had to use a different color for that. And then I had also tackled and this one right here. Once again, did that whole like different color combination on the background. Like she had like a cover, you know, you can cover a bed completely with like something see-through or whatever. That's what I was trying technically to do, but it just came out like it came out. And it's another page that I had completed. I also did like glitter on the stars on there as well, and everything else is just alcohol markers on here. And that's pretty much it for Chibi Girls. Here we have 100% Juice. This one is also a simple ball coloring book. This is by Low Color. She's also over on the other platform on Instagram, so you guys can go ahead and follow her as well. She does amazing pages as well. She got a beautiful, amazing color palettes that she creates, and she also makes like, I just love how she combines her colors and everything. So here's one that I had completed. This is by her, and this is the page that I decided to tackle for this month. I actually did 3, so this is 1. My second one, I kept it very simple, nothing extreme to it. And then I don't know what the heck I was trying to do here. I don't know why I even put that there, but I don't like how this page turned out at all. I feel like I don't know, like I was probably out of it or something. But it is another page that I had completed. And the last one that I did enjoy doing was this one right here, because it's green. And I do enjoy like the light green, not super light, but like this type of green. I really do enjoy that color, but this is how mine turned out. So if you guys want to go ahead and purchase this one's is over on Amazon as well. So that is 100% in Juice. Moving on to Hygiene Delights by Sui Sooi. This one just came out not so long ago. Here we have the first page that I wanted to tackle, and I did end up using color pencils on here with a glitter, and then some areas were alcohol markers. Some of them were metallic, like the flowers on here. All of this in the top was color pencil for the flowers. This is metallic, the new ones that I just got from the Shutter Art, is it? And then that's pretty much it for this one. I really did like how this one turned out as well. And then the second page that I completed was and this one with a whole balloon effect on here that I decided to act like one with, you know, had dots, little hand lines, confetti, whatever you call those, and stuff like that. But very simple, very cute, and I really do enjoy coloring in this book. But those were the only ones that I tackled for this Hygiene Delights. Now we have another one by Sui Sooi, and this one is Hygiene in Nature, and I did a few pages out here. So here we have the first one. I just only use alcohol markers on here. I try to keep it as a theme for the flowers and stuff like that, just like he combined it and wanted to make sure that he had just one type of flowers on there. That's pretty much for it. This one. And then we're moving on to this one right here. I did use stickles on here. And everything else was alcohol markers. Yes, pretty much alcohol markers, and that's pretty much it for this page. Wanted to keep it simple, nothing to it. And then the last page that I tackled was this one. I ended up using metallic around it, and then I used colored pencil for this area, the flowers on here, and then everything else in the inside is just alcohol markers on there. Super fun page to complete out of the Hygiene Nature. Another one of the Bold Easy Coloring Book. This is by Coco, and this one is called Into the Garden Ones. And I ended up completing 2 pages out of here. I did try to do like the whole light effect on here based on the lamp here. I'm not sure if I did it right, but I did use like a lighter color in the inside, and then anything else outside of the lamp, I did it like a darker and with a shading in the outside. And I did use alcohol markers on here. It was very fun to do this. And then this whole white area right here, I seen someone did that, and it was like the flurries, you know, when you put on the lights and then you see like, I guess, the dust or whatever. So that's pretty much what I was trying to do. I really did like that idea. And then my last page that I had worked on out of this book is this one. Once again, very fun. I used alcohol markers. I also did shading with alcohol markers, and then I also used a little bit of metallic on top of the house there for the mushroom. And that's pretty much what I did out of the Into the Gardens one. Here we have Cute Fall Coloring Book, and this is by, I'm not really sure, hopefully it's in the inside, Anna Emilia. So here we have, this is the only page that I tackled. Once again, I did not dare myself to complete the background because I felt like it was going to leave me halfway. So I just left it like this and did like an outline on the black areas to, you know, indicate that it is water, but I just didn't fill it in. Maybe I'll go back to it in the long run once I get new markers. And then I use glitter markers on this little circle flower type. And that's pretty much it, what I did with this one for Cute Fall. Moving on to Girl Moments by Coco. And this is another book project. It's not hosted by me, but it is hosted by Kathy. And if you guys do want to join, make sure to DM her. She is over on the other platform. This is the page that we had to tackle for this month, and I really love how the girls did their pages. They always try to come up with something different. I need to step up the plate and start doing the same thing because I feel like I'm keeping my stuff just basic and simple. Even though there's no rules on how to color in the coloring community, you color however you feel fit, and that's pretty much it, how it goes. And as long as you're having fun, no stress about it, that's how I see it. And this is the second page that I had colored in. Super fun and very exciting to get it done. And the girls, you guys will see it on the other platform. Like I said, it's a few of us, and so far their pages came out super amazing. But this is Girl Moments by Coco. Moving on to Cute Friends, I finally did page out of here. This is by Carla Reyes, and I only completed 1 page. It's this one right here. I have fun completing this one, but the only thing, the lines are not like more, they're good lines, it's just they're not thicker. So this is pretty much how mine came out, and I used alcohol markers, which I do regret it, but my page still came out okay. I was able to get it done. I thought I wasn't going to be able to get it done. I thought I was just going to give up on it because of the lines, but I did pretty good, and that is my page out of the Cute Friends. Moving on to Girl Time. This one is by, and it was a gift as well, Tiny Daisy or Teeny Dicey. No, Tiny Daisy makes more sense for me to, you know. But it was a gift, and I did a page out of here, which is this one. Kept it very simple. Her playing her little guitar, and then having like a small picnic area right here with the little lamp and birds, the fox, the square. Very fun page to complete, and very simple page. So that is Girl Time. Moving on to Cozy Friends. This is by Coco as well, and I only completed, I believe, just 1 page, which is this one right here. I did try to do like the effect glitter thing on the mountain on here, and everything else is just alcohol markers. Very fun page to complete. I do like how my fire turned out. I'm not really good in doing fires, but this one, I don't know, it looks way better than the other one I just showed you guys, if you guys didn't realize. But that is the only page I tackle out of Cozy Friends. Moving on to Dynamic Duel. This is by Terracotta. I think I'm pronouncing it right. And this one, I don't know, but I did try to go based on the Powerpuff Girls, like the green girl and their hairs and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if it came out, but I have fun trying to like mash them up together and try to like come up with like the Powerpuff Girls on here. and I had a lot of fun. The only thing I just don't like their eyes, but I believe I seen Kathy did a page, and I really do enjoy how she did the eyes on there, so I might just copy her and try to like play around with the eyes and stuff. But I really did enjoy how she did it. So yeah, but that is the only one I tackle out of here. Here we had Adorable Summer Friends by Danielle Cottontail as well, and I tackled just one page, which is this one right here. Very simple, the mouse chilling outside on vacation and making a castle. Very fun page to complete, and that is Danielle Cottontail, Adorable Summer Friends. Moving on to Sui Sooi Hi Holidays, and I think this is the first page that I had completed out of here. Yes, it's my only page that I had completed, and this is how mine turned out. I wanted to make like the grass, like in some areas more drier than some areas. I don't know, I just thought that it will feel right to do some areas like that. I don't know if it looks like that, but I did try to do something different, and this is how my page turned out, and I believe that is the only one that I tackled out of here. Moving on to Cute Chibi Creative Coloring. This was a gift a while back. This is by Phobe I think, and I did 2 pages out of here. Here we have this one. It was a buddy color with low colors, and I'm helping her finish her pages that she still has left over out of her book, and this is how mine turned out. I used glitter on the little rose, and I also did 2 color combination because this purple one died on me as well, so I knew that once I hit this one over here I was gonna make it, so I just decided to do a rose based on 2 different colors. This is how my page turned out. And then this one, Kathy's actually helping me to finish whatever pages that Lo had already completed for me to complete them as well, if that makes sense for you guys. So this is like a little loop thing that, you know, is a helping each other, I guess. So if anybody wants to go ahead and help out Kathy do her pages that she needs to get done as well, I don't think she'll have a problem with that as and any problem at all. But it's funny because I'm actually helping Lo, she's helping me out. So I like how the coloring community is. It's just that, you know, we just help each other out just to finish a book, and that's pretty cool. And then this one, I technically just used acrylic markers. These are new sets of acrylic markers I ended up purchasing, and I really did like it. I wanted to try it out in this paper. And if you guys wanted to go ahead and check out Kathy's page, she, like I said, I'll have it on my other one, or you guys can follow her on her YouTube channel as well, because she has one. She does amazing pages, so please, please, please don't forget to follow her as well. But that is my page out of this book. So here we have, I believe it's Little Princesses. If I'm mistaken, I do apologize. But this one I'm working with Kathy as well. And we start from the beginning. This one only has 50 pages. And we're already on number 4. And this is how my page turned out. So you guys want to go ahead and check out her page, please, please go ahead and follow her as well. But this is how mine turned out. Moving on to Chibi Girl's Fiesta. This is by Larissa May, and I'm working with Kathy as well on this one. This is our page for this month that we had tackled. This one was more easier than the last one that I had to work on. I wasn't as overwhelmed with it just looking at it. But this one I did colored pencils on the bottom for the flowers. And then alcohol markers everywhere else. I used a little bit of metallic on her outfits and stuff like that. So that's pretty much how mine turned out. That is Chibi Girl's Fiesta. Moving on to Find Your Aesthetic by Coco. I'm also working with Kathy on this one. This is another book project. And for this one, I ended up using, I think I just stayed with alcohol markers, and I did shading with alcohol markers as well. Here I ended up messing up. It wasn't dry, and I guess I went, like my hand went over it and it went down, so now she's starting to look like a vampire. And then I used like a little bit of glitter on the little roses on here. I used a little bit of acrylic on this area, some brushes there that I want to give it a try. I tried it on here, and then I really like how this feather effect came out. I think I could have done a little bit better of a job, but I'm getting the hang of it. But that's pretty much my page. Once again, it was a buddy color with Kathy. Here we have Fairy Beauties by Coco, and this is the big book project that it started a few months ago. So if you guys are still interested, you guys can. But the girls did amazing, and this is the page that we have tackled for this month. I had so much fun trying to complete this one. yeah, very simple. I only used alcohol markers. That's pretty much what I did. But the girls did amazing. And if you guys want to check that out, make sure to go over to my other platform. You guys are going to see all of them. I did tag every single one of them. So you guys, if you guys are interested in following them, you guys can as well. Some of them got YouTube and some of them don't. They just stick over to the other platform. And that's pretty much how it is. But you can find them over there. I tag every single one of them. And stay tuned for our next page out of this one. And we're moving on to Enchanted Faces. This is by Hannah Lynn. And this is also a book project with low colors, and this was our pages for this month. This is how mine turned out, and the thing is that we ended up using close to the same colors as well, so I was really excited about that one. We ended up both using red. I love how her page turned out as well. She did amazing on her pages, and this is our second one that we had tackled out of the month. I feel like mine was simple. I also, like, if looking at this one, I was a little confused because I wasn't sure what was her hair and then what was, I guess, like the leaf in the back. And then I don't know if her tail was somewhere. I'm not sure if she had anything around that had to do like but with her bottom of her body. I was confused with this page. And then for this one, I wasn't sure. Like, I knew she's a mermaid, so I did this as the water, but then this is the sky. So yeah, I wasn't sure where she was standing. So these two pages were a little bit confusing for me, like the whole scenario area and where they were standing at or not standing at. So it was just a little bit confusing for me. But it was another page done with low colors as well. So make sure to go ahead and check her out. Moving on to 50 Desserts theme. This is by Camila Jakova, and this is a book project with Jules, which is Quirky Girls World over on the other platform. And this is our first page we tackle for this month. I used stickles on here, and I also ended up using liquid pearls and soft pastel on the background. I was trying to do like the whole orange and yellow on the background, but for some reason I feel like the yellow, you can't really see it much, and that was my fault because I ended up going with orange first and then yellow rather than doing yellow first and then orange, if it makes sense. But I do apologize for that. My son is coughing in the background. So that's pretty much how mine turned out. If you guys want to go ahead and check her page out, hers is Quirky Girls World on the other platform, and make sure to follow her as well. She does amazing pages. And then we also had tackled this page as well, the little cow. I was so excited to complete this one, but in the same time I was like, I wanted to stay with her being pink, but then I also wanted to fill her in completely. So I was like, you know what? I just have one chance to do this unless I rebuy the book again, which I'm technically not going to be doing. But this is how mine turned out. And Quirky Girls World, she did amazing with her stuff as well. I used alcohol markers. I used also acrylic as an outline for the little sundae here. Smoothie and whatever this is. But that's pretty much how mine turned out of this one, the 50 Desserts theme. Now we're moving on to the 50 Space theme by Camila Angelkova. It's also a book project with Quirky Girls World, and this is the two pages that we tackle for this month. First is this one right here. I used a little bit of acrylic on here. I don't have a really good yellow for my alcohol markers, so I used that one on there. I have used the glitter effect on there for the little stars. I wanted to keep it like there actually are in the space, so I wanted to use black. I was going to use purple, but I was like, I'll just do the black this time. And then alcohol marker, everything else. And then here's our second page that we had tackled. I used glossy accent on here, on the little, I don't know if they're eggs or what, but I wanted to use glossy accent on their eyes as well. I really love how Quirky Girls World page came out. She did amazing. Her page came out way better than mine's, but those were the only two ones that we had tackled out of this one. Moving on to Mickey, Donald, and Co. And this is a book project with low colors as well. We are already, I think, a little bit over halfway, maybe, no, or getting halfway, pretty close to being halfway. So this is how my page turned out. I used obviously acrylic marker, which are the Tuli art markers, and then our second page was this one over here. At first, because I don't really look at the solutions, I was like, I had no idea what this was, and I was like, what the heck? And I kept seeing it, like I thought these were eyes, and then these were the eyes, and I was like, how many eyes does this page have? And then when I started like filling everything in, I was like, oh, now I see what it is. But those were the only ones that we had completed out of here. Here we have the 50 Arctic theme by Camila Angelkova. This is a book project with Kathy as well. We picked 4 pages out of here. She picks 2, I picked 2, and here are the pages that we had completed for this month. Here's this one. I kept it very simple, alcohol markers. Moving on to this one. I once again kept it simple. I did use, I forgot what they're called. They're like little pens, but they bring like this little stuff. The jelly roll, here we go, the jelly roll. That's what I used, the metallic one. And I usually use those for the eyes. And then everything else was alcohol marker. And then this was the third page. I don't remember who picked what, but here's another one that I completed. Very easy and simple. And then the last one, I didn't fill in nothing in the inside, but I did find this yellow. I don't know where this came from. Maybe my hand, I have it in here. But this yellow is like a fluorescent type, and I really did enjoy using it with this type of pink. But that's pretty much how my thing came out. And then I didn't want to do like the whole snow here, so I just did it like a pink, a cloud, I guess, but it's not really cloud. I'm technically, this is snow, but just imagine it being a cloud, and then that's it. And then I didn't fill out the background once again. I just left it like that because I need markers. But that's pretty much all of the pages we completed out of here. Moving on to Comfy and Cozy Coloring Book. This is by J. Summers. And I completed this page. I left it on the front, and whenever I am done doing like my completed pages of videos for today, I actually just move them to the back. It's just easier for me. But this is one that I had completed, and the only thing is still doing that whole dragon, the black ink. I'm not sure what made that happen, but I did print these out because they were sent to me as a PDF, and I let them dry on the side. I didn't touch it as soon as I had printed every single page out, and it still does, like, it activates the ink on there when I'm using alcohol markers on top, especially alcohol markers. So I'm not sure what is happening there. I don't know what's causing it. Technically, of course, it's going to be the alcohol marker, but I don't know why, because I just left it dry before I even color in these pages. But that is Comfy and Cozy. Now, moving on to my last book that I tackled for this month is Cozy Eras, and this is by J. Summer as well. Once again, I did put it on the front. So here we have is this page. Once again, I used that fluorescent, I think I'm pronouncing it right, color, the yellow one, and I really did enjoy it. I really like how it looks. I haven't used them at all. I have every single one of them, but this is how my page turned out. I did use alcohol markers, and that's pretty much what I did on this page. So I'm gonna go ahead and count these because I have no idea how many pages, and I believe it's close to 40. I think I always do the same thing every single month, but yeah, let me go ahead and count this. So I counted 61 that I had completed, 61 pages. So once again, thank you for everybody that has done a page with me. That does help out a lot for me to complete pages for each month. And I have not done 61 pages in a while. I've been sticking a lot to like 40 something, 43, 40, 46 lately. But yeah, thank you again, and thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys on my next video.